Hey everybody, it's me, Lisa Concepcion, certified professional love life coach and founder of LoveQuestCoaching.com, and I'm coming to you from the pool at my lovely community here in Sarasota, Florida. Many of you who may follow me for years and years, oh my god, I used to live in Miami, Florida. I had this whole other life there, and I recently decided after 10 years of living on South Beach to move to beautiful Sarasota. I'm going to give you a pan of what goes on in the community that I live now. La, 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 la. Got the neighbors out, the kids are out, everybody's getting ready to do their evening barbecue. We have like all these barbecue grills. Like, I'm a very social person, so I love living in communities like this where everybody, you know, is all about being friends, and everybody, here's a grill, right? We have several outdoor kitchens here. So every time, like every night, people come out, probably around, you know, between 5:30 and 6, and all the neighbors are chilling. See, like there's Mr. S in the pool, and he's hanging out talking to what's his name? It's Skip. He's talking to Skip. Skip's kids are in the pool. I was playing with the kids in the pool. And then when you come walking over here, you also have, hi, how are you? You have other, you know, grills and TV, places to sit, fireplace. So it's very like, you know, community. Like, you're all about knowing each other and knowing each other's children. Everybody looks out for each other. So it's really, really cool to be part of this wonderful place, this new home that I have. I love it so much. Mr. S is chilling, he's loving it. We're in the pool, hanging out, having drinks. And it was funny because we walked into the pool and we had the whole thing to ourselves. And I said, oh my God, this is really rare. Like, this is weird. Maybe because it's Monday, maybe because, you know, it's, you know, a start of a new week and people are busy and there's nobody here. So we were like happy that we were going to have it for ourselves. Well, that lasted about 20 minutes. So for now, let me show you the lake. You see some ducks chilling, right? Do you see the ducks? There they are. Super nice. Just sit here and watch the ducks chill on the lake. It's so peaceful, so relaxing, so awesome. There's a little egret hanging out. So I wanted to come at you tonight with a message about control. So oh my God, I used to be such a control freak. I was all about trying to control the chaos in my life, right? So I felt like as a codependent, everything outside of me had to be just so in order for me to feel peaceful, in order for me to feel some kind of order in a world of chaos. And usually that has to do with a wounded version of yourself from when you were little, something that happened to you when you were little, some kind of emotional nourishment that did not come, that you needed when you were tiny, when you were a little kid, or definitely under the age of 12. So if ever you struggle with control, rest assured that it's something to do with a version of you from probably under the age of 12 that was traumatic. There was some kind of trauma, some kind of something that you witnessed. I'm just gonna hang and bring you a little nature, a little egret. I have my feet are in the grass. Love it. Chilling out. Love it. So I was working with a client today, and she came to me because she separated from her husband and she has like massive control issues. So we figured out where they came from. And so now that she sees what version of herself is all about the control thing, she can now work on it. She can work on solving it, and she can work on, like I had to. My God, I had an inner child. I had several inner children. They were disasters. They needed my attention and my love and my compassion, and to be heard and to be validated and to be understood, and most of all, to know definitively that no one else was responsible for them but me. And once I was able to make that connection, once I was able to say to my inner children, listen, I'm the badass bitch in charge. I love you so much. No one is in charge of you, nor should they be. It's my responsibility to come to you with love and kindness and compassion and all kinds of goodwill, good faith, good whatever. And I said, you know, that's not anybody else's job. It's my job. So once I did that, everything changed in my life. Everything started to shift. The way I showed up in my relationships started to change. The way I showed up with my friendships, the way I showed up in business, like everything kind of opened up when I started to learn how to take care of me better than anyone ever could or should. I started to then let go of things that would normally trigger me into having to control and having, and if you're, my gosh, if you're in a relationship, if you're in business, controlling behavior is stagnation. It puts you into stagnation because you can't control outside people, circumstances. You just can't. And when you think you could, it's as if you're duping yourself, you're lying to yourself. It's a battle between your ego and your divine self. Your divine self knows that you are guided, that you are loved, that you are eternally loved and directed, and that there's something higher looking out for you always. But our egoic selves forget that. And we think we are the ones in charge. We think that we are the ones that have to, do everything. Now, we definitely have to take action in our lives to get the things that we want to get, to create the things we want to create. But when we do it from a place of alignment, right? When we're aligned. So I was telling my client, reach out to your husband when you're in a place of alignment, not when you're in a place of need. When you're in a relationship, reach out to the person that you're in a relationship from a place of alignment, from a place of, I feel good, I'm okay, and I want to share this okay person with you. Not from a place of neediness, clinginess, anxiety. We must learn how to soothe ourselves. We must learn how to take responsibility for ourselves. We all benefit so much when we do that. So when we do, we're able to let go and live great and make clear decisions for ourselves, and we attract healthy, amazing people. We start to change our lives and transform our lives. We start to really, enjoy ourselves more instead of stressing out more. And there's no place more than we see this type of dynamic happening than in our current political climate here in America. It seems to me that there are two schools of thought, or two worldviews. One worldview is very pessimistic. It's very, and maybe you're in a relationship and you're looking at the downside of everything and the problems and what's wrong with the relationship, what's wrong, what needs to be different, what needs to transform. But then there's the other side, which is of optimism. And so there's a growing, albeit silent, part of our country, America. It's very quiet, but they look at all the blessings that we have, how great it is to be free, and how wonderful it is to live as we choose and to make the kind of money that we want to make and have the ability to pursue whatever it is that lights us up and fulfills us without any control or any say from our government, let's say. And so in the relationship, I was having this conversation with my client where relationships are all about freedom. They're not about bondage. And I had to learn that lesson the hard time, right? The hard way. And I went through hard times trying to learn that lesson. And my inner child wanted to control and wanted to cling and wanted to latch on to someone else so that I can feel safe and secure. And that's never, ever, ever, ever good, because you can't control other people. You might think you can, but you cannot. You can only control your own thoughts, your own mind, your own life, your own choices, your own decisions. And when you realize that, all a relationship is are two whole, complete, purposed people along their journey. You're on your journey, they're on their journey, and you get to spectate and involve yourself in one another's journeys and encourage one another as you grow and learn, and you get to have this beautiful thing that you cultivate together from there, right? So when you're focused on your own growth and you're on your journey and you're like, bro, I have to live here, I have to live my life, I have to do my thing, that's when this other person can either converge with you and then you create something together, or they can end up falling away. And a lot of times people get really anxious and they get really nervous about that falling away part. But this is the work that I do with people. I help people to get very comfortable with this part, your journey, your masterpiece of your life. And when you commit to that path and that life, then you don't really care about who else is over here doing their thing. You allow them the freedom to do whatever they're gonna do. Be like, hey, you're where you are. And I find that the more I let go and the more I just wish good things for the people that I love and the people that I care for, the more I find that they look out for me and that they want to be around me. And I personally, I'm only available for people who seek me out, the people who really want to be involved in my life and have a connection with me. And I don't try to control or force myself on anyone, ever, ever, ever. And I find that in that spirit, they want to come to me more. So I am available to people who struggle with their relationships. They do well professionally, but they don't understand, for whatever reason, they can't get it together when it comes to love. And I have beautiful coaching sessions with my clients that I learn so much from these people, and I share so much of my own journey to help them realize that they're not alone. They're not crazy. What they're going through is not something abnormal by any means. We all have our path and we all have our journey, and we're all on it at the most divine place to teach us something beautiful. And it might seem uncomfortable, but when you release yourself and you stop trying to control the outcomes and you say, okay, this is a massive shit show right now, this is a disaster in my life, but you know what, it's gonna serve me, I believe that it's going to serve me. That's when you surrender to it and you start to see the solution. You start to be like, oh, this is why I had to go through this. Oh my God, this is a disaster. It was a disaster and it's not that bad anymore. I can figure it out. Hey boys, what are you guys doing? We were throwing the airplane in the pool. He has an airplane. That thing is so cool. They're such little precious little peanuts. Avelio, you weigh in and say, if you don't have within you, you'll do without. Yes, exactly. You always have to cultivate inside. You always have to build from within. And then that was a huge lesson. It's like, you know, tend to your own garden. Tend to your own garden. Make it beautiful. Make it strong. Make it lush. And then you can invite somebody in to this beautiful garden. But if you have a garden that is full of like weeds and sticks and everything is dead, then you're coming to the relationship with a dead garden thinking the other person is going to be your lawn doctor and making it good. That's not how it works. You're going to deplete them and you're going to resent them because they're doing it for you. So you're defeating the purpose of your own growth. So I found out the hard way, honey, that no one can ever love me more than me, nor should they. And when I got onto that, that was like my new drug. And so everything I do in my life is all about the simple question, does this promote my peace? Does this advance me? Or does this keep me stagnant? Do I feel good in this? And if the answer is yes, I go full on. Full on. Do not stop. Do not put your goals off. This is not a time for that. This is a time for you to look at your life, be very clear and directed about where you want to go in the next year, the next 5, the next 10. Make a plan and work the plan. And do not allow anything or anyone to come in the way of that vision. They are to enhance it, they are to add to it, but they are not to detract from it. And when you let that go, when you're able to be like, you know what, I let go from trying to control people and trying to make them be what I think I need them to be so that, you know, I could, whatever, feel good. When you let that go, you start to meet the most amazing people. You start to be so chill and so relaxed, and that's when all of these opportunities, all of these inspirations to build your life and to get your life going in a direction that you really want it to go, they come. It's like magic. It's like magic. So one of the things that I've been working with a lot of my clients is manifestation. And there's a lot of universal laws and principles that I draw upon in my own life, a lot of techniques, a lot of tools that I share with my clients. And I love visualization. I actually envisioned a life for myself where I can be super chill, and the furnishings and my surroundings and everything that I wanted. And it came to be because I attached an emotion to the very thing that I was envisioning. So I would have these times where I would like lay in my bed, or I'd like, you know, sit on my balcony in Miami, and I would think of a time in the near future where I would be living a certain way. And I do this even still now, because you're always going to the next thing. You're always looking to up level. So now that I'm here, oh my God, I am so excited setting up my home. It's bright light, it's just different furnishings, different surroundings. I have beautiful pool with a lake and just wonderful community of people who are very like-minded. And it's just fun. It's just like a chilled out place. And so I decided, moving to a new city of Sarasota, I decided, you know, let's give myself time here to learn the city, to make some friends, to really decide if this is where I want to plant some roots. And then I could look into like buying something, and you know, I'll handle that later. And also I wanted to really focus on my business and where I want to take my business in the next year, year and a half, and see how I can put these processes in place so that I can create the lifestyle that I have envisioned. And it will happen because I do a visualization technique to it. Wow, what's going on? People are like out and about. Like I said earlier, Mr. S and I came to the pool, there was no one here. And then all of a sudden, within like a half hour, like all these people started to come. Everybody's gonna start cooking. I have a marinated, beautiful churrasco that's waiting there. We're gonna grill it up, get some drinks, hang out, watch the sunset right here. And it's all about letting go of the shit that you cannot control and letting in all of the beautiful things that you can observe, that you can add into your life. When you give up on controlling things, the magic starts to happen in your life. And I encourage you to ask yourself, when you find yourself in this moment of trying to control a certain situation, ask yourself, which version of you, what wounded, younger, different, past version of you is trying to control? And see what you find. See what you find. It could be somebody from high school, a version of you from high school. It could be a version of you from when you were a little kid. It could be a version of you from 6 months ago. You know, it can be, usually when you're trying to control something, it means that there is something in you that feels unsafe. You feel hopeless, helpless, a slave to your own situation. That you have no control over anything, but you have so much control, and the control comes from your mind. It doesn't come from controlling anything outside of you. It comes from your mindset, that no matter what's dished out to you, you're gonna be fine. And no matter what comes, it's there to serve you. It's there to learn from. It's there to advance you. And then you can look at it from that as a lesson, as a teacher, and then you don't have to control it. You just surrender to it, and you're like, okay, so this is what's going on in my life right now. This is the thing that I'm dealing with. Okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? How, like, guide me through this. And you ask for support. You say, okay, this thing is happening. Help me through it. What am I supposed to learn? And help me through it so that I can come out with a great lesson and just wise and peaceful and moving on to the next thing. That's all it is. So if you struggle with control issues, if you have a relationship where maybe you were accused of being controlling, of manipulating other people to try to get them to behave in a certain way so that you felt safe, connect with me, reach out to me, because this is something that is going to keep you stuck and stagnant in your relationships. If you feel the need to control outside, external people in situations, your environment, let's get together, because I know for sure firsthand, it happened to me, that you can waste a decade of your life in that cycle, and you don't have to live that way. You can be free of control. You can just be like, hey, whatever happens, happens. It's all good no matter what. Mr. S is over there chilling, listening to music. The other people, the neighbors, everybody's out. Everybody's ready to cook up some food and hang out. And I'm just like, you know what? All good. Like, however way this night is going to roll, it's going to roll. And I am just blessed and lucky to be outside. The sunset is going to happen. I have the pool right here. Great people. Blessed with beautiful food and churrasco. Oh my God, this meat is gorgeous. And I'm going to eat it up. Loving, blessing. Oh my God, thank you so much for this food. So be in gratitude. Release the need to control. If you have an issue with that, I did, so I know. I came out the other side, and now I teach people the same. I teach people how to release that need to control. And you can reach me directly at lovequestcoaching.com. If you're finding me on YouTube, you can go to lovequestcoaching.com. There I do a free love life assessment, a form that you fill out with your specific questions, your specific situation. I read it through and I give you answers that are customized for you. Anybody else who finds me on Facebook, you can PM me. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like spilling their business in the thread, but if that's easier for you to be a little more private and personal, you can absolutely PM me. I welcome the message, and we can get you started on living a control-free life. Life's too short for bullshit, honey, and you know what? The older you get, the less time you have for bullshit. So you want to free yourself from that desire, that need to control things. Let people live and let live, and you're going to see how things start to shift and change in your life for the better. I'm Lisa Concepcion. Much love to you and yours. Have a great evening. Goodbye and God bless. Until next time. Bye.